Let's look at how to cast on using both part buttons. The part buttons on your carriage are these two buttons on the right hand side of your pattern selection buttons. Some manuals call it your cam buttons. Yeah, so these two buttons are your part buttons. They are also known as your skip stitch buttons. So we're going to use these two buttons to cast on now. I have brought out 20 needles, 10 needles to the left and 10 needles to the right of my center. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to push forward to deposition every other needle, starting with the needle to the right closest to my carriage, since my carriage is on the right. So we're pushing forward every other needle. Pardon me, I've made a mistake. I have one out already, so every other needle to deposition. So what this does is the needles that are out to deposition will knit, but because we're going to press in the part buttons, all the needles we have at B position will not knit. So we're going to come to our carriage here and push in both part buttons like this. Push them in together. If you try to push in one and then the other, then the first one you pushed in generally pops out. So push them in at the same time. Then open your yarn feeder, put your yarn in, close your yarn feeder. You can put a clothes peg underneath on your yarn underneath your carriage so it doesn't snap back up out of your carriage, and then you slowly move the carriage across your needles. So you will notice that it only placed yarn over those needles that were out to deposition. Now we're going to take our needle pusher and push out to deposition the empty needle, so the second needle from the right, and then every other needle out to deposition, and then we're going to knit that. And what it's done now is it has knit those needles, that's put yarn on those needles, but it did not knit the ones that we left back at B position. So we're going to repeat what we just did. We're going to come to the first needle on the right, and we're going to push that and every other needle out to D position, and we're going to knit across them, and then come to the second needle and every other needle and push forward to D position and knit across them. So these 4 steps complete your using the part button to cast on. And now we can cancel, don't forget this, very important, cancel the part buttons and knit as we usually would. So I'm going to knit 20 rows so that we can see what this looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, So I had a little problem there where I joined yarn. The yarn is hooked on the gate peg, but we can raise our work up and take that off the gate peg. So I'm going to cut my yarn, and with my carriage free of yarn now, I'm going to knit across the gate peg to show you what this edge looks like. So this is what edge looks like. And the advantage of using this cast on is you do not need a comb. We did not need to hang a comb to secure our work. And also, you've got loops, and if these loops look a little bit big, you can pull on the yarn at the edge of your cast on and tighten the edge. You can make it tighter or looser. So this is really handy for when you need to knit something where you're going to gather the edge. This kind of cast on is very useful for that. So that's your part button cast on.